So then guys, the news we've been wanting to hear for ages is finally here. Apple have revealed the new MacBook Pro with an M5 chip inside of it. And this new MacBook Pro is coming out super soon. Just like my own product, it's going to be coming out super soon. So definitely make sure that you keep an eye on this channel for more details about that, because I'm going to be telling you even more information very soon about it. But going back to the MacBook Pro M5, a lot of you guys are wanting to know, how does this compare to the likes of the M4 MacBook Pro? Well, today what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to do a review of specs. We're going to do a MacBook Pro M5 versus the MacBook Pro M4 to see what the differences are in specs on the first initial overview here of the new MacBook. And with that, let's get started. So let's begin then. So as you can see here, we've got the MacBook Pro M4 on the left, and we have got the MacBook Pro M5 on the right. And it's going to be like this throughout the whole of this comparison. So let's look at some key differences at a glance. And for the first time, well, to be honest, we've had this in the past, there isn't a lot to talk about in big changes. Have a look right here at key glances. You do have the biggest change of them all. What is the M5 chip? What has an increase in 12% in CPU performance and a 36% GPU performance. But I would say a lot more of the other bits and pieces are exactly the same here. We've got the same baseline 16 gigabytes of RAM, and then obviously you can pick 24 gigs and 32 gigs. Nothing's changed there. You still got the exact same Wi-Fi 6E. We didn't even get the N1 chip inside of this. And we still got the same Bluetooth 5.3. I was also hoping that we'd get Thunderbolt 5, because like even the likes of the M3 Ultra's got Thunderbolt 5. But it doesn't have this either. We've only got Thunderbolt 4, exactly the same as the M4 chip here. We didn't get that increase, especially also that the likes of the M4 Pro and the M4 Max haven't even got that. But at least the good point is that the pricing has stayed the same. It does start at $1,599 US for the 16 gigabyte model with 512 gigabytes of storage. I think it would have been a real sting if this had gone up in price here with really hardly any big changes. But let's move on anyway, and let's talk about some of the changes, if there are any, in detail. Let's talk about the display technology to begin with. So we do actually have a 14.2-inch display here on this MacBook Pro only. You can only get it, you cannot get it in the 16.2-inch. It's a liquid retina XDR display. It's mini LED. It is really good display, and it still is really good. But we are going to get an OLED probably for the next generation. It's going to be the last one with this sort of display technology. We get a 120 Hz Pro motion as well, so that's really good. Exactly the same. But really, nothing else has changed. The brightness is exactly the same. Maybe the color accuracy might be slightly better with the M5 chip, slightly enhanced, but probably not much to the naked eye, I'm going to say there. But then, if we move over to the performance and processing power, this is where I'd say we have got the difference here. What we've actually got here then with the M4 chip is that we have the CPU, what is made up of a 10-core CPU. This is 4 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores. And you get the exact same with the M5. Obviously, they're clocked to be a little bit faster this time round, but overall you're only going to get around about a 12% increase in performance here with CPU performance, so not a lot there. And the same with GPU. We've got exactly the same 10-core GPU core setup, but obviously they're clocked up a little higher this time. Ray tracing is going to be a little better as well, and because of this it has advanced up to 36% faster than what we got with the M4, so that is definitely a good gain that we've got there. 40% almost increase here, definitely over 1/3 more. This is great news to see. And we've also been told that the neural engine has also been enhanced as well. It is far better than we had before. So anyone who's doing sort of AI tasks or anything like that, it's really going to help out there. Now for RAM wise, it's exactly the same configurations. The baseline is 16 gigabytes. There's a 24 and a 32 gigabyte option that you can pick from. Now for memory bandwidth, there is a bit of an increase here. Instead of being 120 gigabits per second, it's now 153 gigabits per second. So obviously we've got that unified memory. All that RAM I just talked about before is all shared between the CPU and the GPU, and how fast that is utilized, that is your speeds that you've got there. So obviously that is definitely an increase there. So that's why I'm saying that's probably also enough big gain with the GPU, why it's using it that much there as well. It's got a good increase. But overall, as you can see here, the CPU performance, GPU performance, and the AI, the neural engine, obviously, yeah, we do have some improvements across the board here. So then guys, just quickly, I want to tell you about the new channel giveaway we are doing, and it is for this right here. It's for a iPhone 17 Pro Max in Cosmic Orange. It's also got 256 gigabytes of storage, and it's also got a physical SIM card as well, because I know some countries out there, don't take eSIMs just yet. By the way, that does mean it is an international giveaway that I am doing, so anyone can enter in. Now the actual giveaway, what we're going to do here, is going to be happening in the middle of January 2026, and you can enter in right now. There's only two things you have to do. The first thing is what you can do right now is just put down into the comments below of what technology gear you're hoping to get before the end of 2025 or even into early 2026. Put it down into the comments below right now. Now the other thing what you need to do is make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because near mid-January time I'll be making a video giving you even more details about the giveaway for this iPhone, and you won't want to miss out on that video. So like I said, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because more information about this will be coming out around that time. Now the other thing I just want to quickly say to you guys, that sadly there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating me, sending to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people. Better see right here. Please do report them. So moving on and back to the chart, let's now talk about connectivity and wireless technology. Now this is the thing what I'm going to say again, not much has changed here whatsoever. We have got the likes of both of them having exactly the same configurations, I hate to say. We've got Wi-Fi 6E. It's the same one. We didn't get the N1 chip. Bluetooth is still 5.3. Thunderbolt is still Thunderbolt 4. What is disappointing to see, I'm going to say that. I was hoping Thunderbolt 5, because like I said before, the likes of even the M3 Ultra has that. That's technically 2 generations behind. And the M4 Pro and the M4 Max have Thunderbolt 5. Obviously the M4 normal didn't get that, but we were expecting the M5 normal to have it this time around, and it doesn't at all. It's still using Thunderbolt 4, but it is still very good. That's what I'm going to say here. It is 40 gigabytes per second, but we were just hoping at least we'd get Thunderbolt 5 there. And then obviously we still do have the HDMI port, and obviously that's HDMI 2.1 what you get here. And just in case you wanted to know as well, the amount of screens that you can drive with the M4 MacBook Pro is exactly the same amount of external screens you can drive with the MacBook Pro M5, so no changes there either. But then moving on then to battery and power management. As you can see, we've got the exact same battery in both of these. So it's a 72.4 watt hour one here. And again, we get the 70 watt charging as standard, but you can do fast charging if you plug in a 96 watt here. So really it is very, very similar. Now the M5 efficiencies, I believe, will probably be a little better than what we got with the M4, but I'm not expecting hours increase. That's why Apple is still claiming a 24-hour video playback here. So essentially it is going to be the same, as you can see. So in summary here, guys, I'd say it's not a lot of changes we're guessing. This reminds me of the M1 MacBook Pro to the M2 MacBook Pro. Really no changes whatsoever. It was literally the chip that got changed. And it looks like we've got exactly the same here. We've just literally got a chip upgrade. That is the main difference that you are going to be buying into this time round. Really, all the ports, all the Wi-Fi, all the connectivity is literally exactly the same. It's just the chip, the memory bandwidth, and then obviously how much those GPU and CPU cores give you. So if you are in it then for having more power, then obviously the M5 is going to be good, but the M4 MacBook Pro is still great, and I'm sure as we get towards Black Friday, some great deals will also come up for this too. So really then guys, what I'm going to say is the biggest change here obviously is going to be the actual chip inside of the MacBook Pro, the M5. Obviously we have seen already from initial benchmarks that we do actually have it a bit more faster this time round. CPU, not too much, about 12% here. Not a big change like we got from M3 to M4, so it wasn't the biggest of jumps there. But obviously GPU definitely is giving us more performance there. We're getting, you know, around about 35 to 40% increase in GPU power. Now, personally, what I'd be saying is that it depends on what you're going to use the MacBook Pro for when it officially comes out to actually make a difference. If you can buy a MacBook Pro M4 right now on a really good deal out there, I'd go ahead and buy it personally. The M5, I wouldn't say to be upgrading it from an M4. Personally, I wouldn't even be saying upgrading it from an M3 or even maybe an M2. If you've got an M1 MacBook Pro, then maybe, yeah, there is a bit of a jump there. Obviously, you would get a different MacBook Pro because you remember the M1 and the M2 MacBook Pros were still that touch bar design. So you would get a whole new machine from that. So that is where I'd say it's definitely a good thing to do. Also, what I'd be saying is that maybe in a few months from now, when those M4 MacBook Pros are not available anymore, obviously this is going to be still a great machine to buy, the M5 MacBook Pro, but I wouldn't be going out my way to buy it over the M4, if that makes sense. But when we officially get it in our hands, obviously I'll make a full-on conclusion at that point to see if there's any big differences like in thermals and any other kind of areas too, like battery life. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But what do you think, guys? Are you going to upgrade to an M5 MacBook Pro, or are you going to hunt out an M4 one before they go all out of stock everywhere? Well, let me know in the comments below. And on that note as well, guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. And as always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.